You have to understand that your chances of you getting calls for either of those roles will be where you've had most of your recent project experience.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Tamu from Fajik, and Jörg and myself want to talk about an evergreen if you want to move here to Germany, the German CV for tech and IT people. The most important document you need to have to start your journey to Germany. Jörg, why is it so important to have a tailor-made CV for the German market?
Whether or not you are qualified, they need to be able to see your qualifications clearly and without any mistakes within 10 seconds. Some recruiters will spend a maximum of 60 seconds on your CV, but that's really already very much.
So what are the top 3 problems people have when designing their CVs?
I would say the top one problem is typos and that your CV is sloppy. This goes into the area of design, but also content. Let's talk about typos first of all. The thinking behind that, and you may be wondering, hey, why are they so picky and why can't I just not oversee a typo? Well, the thinking is, if you're not able to deliver a clean, pixel-perfect CV without a typo, how is this person ever going to be delivering clean work when they're at the office? That's the reasoning behind that, and that's why that matters so much. And personally, from our experience, we know a lot of recruiters will just go ahead and say, next.
Exactly. Second reason
is that you are not able to really show that you're qualified through the way that you're positioning yourself and presenting yourself in your document. Let's talk about that sweet spot that we like to call it. I need to be able to see right away what you're good at, what you bring to the table, and whether or not that matches what I'm looking for as a recruiter when I have published my job description. You want to really understand that at the blink of an eye, it needs to become clear to me that what you're good at is also then underlined by your project experience, by your project history, by your work experience in general. This is why I need, when I'm browsing through and I'm kind of zigzagging when I'm reading as a recruiter, I need to be able to see that, okay, this fits well, and yes, microservice experience here, and ideally a good brand, and then you explaining the project so crisp and concisely that I also understand. You are also able to formulate your thoughts into words in writing, and it's not, well, let me just say, everything and nothing at the same time.
And let me jump in here. I mean, we all know ChatGPT and it can help you to craft a good CV. But if you don't know what you're good at, and if you don't know what do the recruiters want to read in my CV, what are the problem statements, what are the requirements, what achievements do I need to bring to the table, ChatGPT does not help you. And it might look good on the first plate, but it does not match the job description or the job you're applying to. So that are the most important thoughts you need to make to understand what is it that I'm good at, what kind of problems did I solve, and how can I describe that.
Exactly. And one more additional comment on that. You've just switched careers. Maybe you went from QA into DevOps or the other way around, or you used to be a data analyst and now you're a data engineer. You have to understand that in Germany, those are very distinctly different roles. So you want to decide on what you want to go for, and you have to understand that your chances of you getting calls for either of those roles will be where you've had most of your recent project experience. And again, decide what you are good at. Decide for one path and proceed with that path.
Exactly. What is the third biggest mistake people do?
Also has to do with design, and that's you cramping too much information on either too little space or too much space. Let's talk about too much space. 4 pages. Every once in a while I still really get to read CVs which are 3 pages long, 4 pages long, and whether or not you're going with a 1 or a 2-pager doesn't matter as much as you, first of all, not exceeding 2 pages at max, and that again you're able to really frame the information that is important in a concise and clean manner. And let me then, besides a too long CV, talk about design one more time. You want to keep a margin. You want to make sure that the distances between spaces and words are always the same. And please try to avoid double spaces. And I cannot emphasize this stupid comma issue that many of you are not aware of and will never stop doing. And that is essentially you using the comma wrong by leaving a space between the word and the comma that follows. That's not how it's done. You use the comma right after the word, and then you you leave the space, and then comes the new word. And we keep on seeing that, and you may be wondering, hey, why are they making such a fuss about this? Why is this important? Well, because of what I said in the beginning, and that is essentially you making a first impression to a German recruiter. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Sorry for the rant.
For bringing that up, and also the way Jörg explained it, it's not to make fun about you, about anything, but if you're applying in a competitive job market, you need to understand that without a brilliant CV, you simply don't have a chance, and that is a pity. I mean, you can be a brilliant developer, but you need to care about the CV to get into that job in the first place. And that is also why we are here to help you with. Watch our video training, which you find below this video. Book a get-to-know call with us. If you're eligible for our program, we're going to create a good CV for you and with you and help you to apply so that you really understand what is important in that regard. Thank you very much for watching. Auf Wiedersehen and bye-bye.
Ciao,
Tschüss.
ciao.